My name is Hellen Nyambura Wawero. I'm a co-founder at Notify Logistics. We pioneered the famous rent-a-shelf model. And basically what we do is that we own spaces in major towns in Kenya, where we partition and provide locations, physical locations for small businesses, especially in the online space. I was born in Nyeri. I'm a firstborn in a family of 3. I went to Tomotombo Girls High School, then I went to the University of Nairobi, where I did a diploma in business management, then I did a degree in sociology and tourism. It was something that I always wanted to do, and this is because I love people. I love interacting with people, and so sociology was, helped me to become better in that. Business management, I always wanted to one day start a business, and so I thought this is something that I can do that, to help me to do that, to achieve that, yeah. I'm so passionate about people. I love interacting with people from different walks of life, and that's what I do on a daily basis. So at Notify, I'm in charge of community management. So I interact with hundreds of vendors that have space in our business. I also interact with their customers, I interact with their employees. So I'm very passionate about people, just getting to understand the problems that they are facing, coming up with solutions for them, and generally, just being around people makes me happy. So I'm very passionate about that. Now, about purpose, I believe that purpose is a journey. It's an everyday journey. And so I keep praying on a daily basis that, just like the Word of God says, that you keep in step with the Spirit of God, that He will teach me on a daily basis on what He has in mind for me. And so it's an everyday journey. It's never really a whole year or 5-year plan. It's every day. So every day I wake up, I ask Him, what would you like me to do today? Who would you like me to be a blessing to? And yeah. Entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. It has its ups, it has its downs, but it's exciting. It has its own challenges, very high moments and very, very low moments. But it is worth it. It's rewarding. As long as you believe in what it is that God has put in your heart, then it becomes much easier when you have Him to lean on, and when you have Him to advise you and to work with you. I ran the business with my husband. We were an online business ourselves. So I used to be in the beauty industry. So I love beauty. I love skincare and all that. So we started the business in the beauty industry. So we used to sell moisturizers, but then it was an online business, and there were so many challenges that we were facing. Delivery was a big one. Would agree to meet with a client somewhere, and they would delay, and you'd wait for them in a restaurant. You'd end up using your profit to, as you eat in a restaurant. And we thought of talking to a friend of ours who had a shop or a physical location in town, and because rent is very expensive, especially in the CBD. So we thought of having that friend to give us a small space where now would refer our clients to go and pick up the products that we were selling. And that solved our problems big time. And that's how we started Notify Logistics, because we thought, how many more other businesses face the same challenges as we do? And so we got a shop in the CBD, partitioned it. Then now we brought together a few online businesses who were facing the same challenges as we were. And in a month, we were full in that small shop. And that's how Notify Logistics was born. Yeah, so from then we've now moved from just offering spaces to offering free deliveries. We are now supporting the small businesses to market their products online. Yeah, so we've continued to innovate the business, and to just make it better. We've been in this business for 5 years now. So it has taught us, the customers, what customers are asking for, and so we come up with creative ways of solving their problems. Lions Den has been a highlight for our business. It was a way of looking for funding. I think running business, especially on this side of the world, is not easy, and getting funding is not easy. So Lions Den we hoped would be a solution for our business, and yeah, it was an exciting place to be. We got funding and also got very good advice from the investors, which was very exciting and has always been a highlight for our business. My husband is very business oriented, so he actually is the one who took the idea from just being an online shop that sells moisturizers into what we are doing now, into Notify Logistics. So of course, the business is capital intensive. It requires a lot of money, which we didn't have as a small business. I mean, we could not even afford to rent a shelf, or actually to rent a shop. And that's why now we decided of renting a small space in a friend's shop. So being very capital intensive, we had to come up with a creative way of raising money. And so that's how we started the process of applying. So we tried, we applied, we were called. Then, of course, they have to do due diligence and all that. And then now you're invited to come and pitch your idea. Yeah, so that's basically the process. Then after that, if you get funding now, you go ahead and discuss with the investor who you settle on. One of the greatest challenge that we have faced, and I think this is common for every business, is the pandemic. It's been, it hit us hard, especially now in the space that we are in, because we manage hundreds of small businesses. So when the pandemic came, we didn't know, every business didn't know what's next. So we lost a lot of vendors. We actually had to close some of our shops. Had to come up with ways of helping the vendors, like waiving their rent, trying to negotiate with landlords so that they don't charge us rent, which was very, very challenging. But we thank God that now at least things have settled. Now we can't complain that much about the pandemic. We've been able to adjust. The other big challenge that we faced in the business is funding. As I mentioned, doing business on this side of the world is very difficult, unlike elsewhere where money is available, and so people, as long as you have a good business idea, then it becomes easy to be funded. But if you're doing business here, it becomes very difficult to get funding, regardless of the fact that you have a good business idea. So, and that's why we've come up with creative ways of raising money, like B2R, which is buy to rent program, whereby we bring together in small scale investors, and they are able to buy a shelf for 1 year, for a period of 1 year, and earn from a return from it on a monthly basis. In any one of our locations, we have hundreds of businesses sharing the same location. It's been actually very interesting because we benefit from each other. So all our businesses have online presence, so they are marketing their products online, driving traffic to the shop. So what happens is that somebody who's coming maybe to buy a dress will see earrings, or will see a skincare product, or will see hair, and they buy. So we really truly benefit from each other, unlike having your own individual shop. So it's been exciting. So what we do to just manage their reporting and all that, we send them reports on a monthly basis of what has been sold. We also have an inventory system where they are able to track their inventory on a daily basis. including their sales. So if something is sold, they are able to see real time that this has been sold and this is the amount of money that I've made. But now on a monthly basis, we are able to send them a breakdown of everything that has been sold, and we also deposit their money to their account. We also enter into a contract, so you're not just putting your products anywhere. We enter into a contract which is legally binding, so it has the terms and conditions which every vendor goes through before they sign. And so yeah, that has also helped us to be able to manage and also build trust for the business. Running my business with my husband is awesome, I must say. He is very business oriented, so he comes up with these ideas, shares them with me, and then I implement. So that's how we complement each other. So being a people's person, I market very easily. I talk to people very easily, so I'm able to sell the idea that he's come up with to people. So also now managing the community, the vendors, the employees, and all that becomes very easy for me because of my personality. But for him, he'd rather be alone somewhere, in his cocoon, just thinking about his business. I mean, coming up with ideas and all that. And then now he comes and shares them with me, and I'm able to implement. Yeah, so of course it comes with its challenges, because most of the times you are not able to separate the business and your personal life. So you'll go for dates, and you're thinking we're going to talk about me and you, and but then you always end up talking about the business. And we've had to be very intentional in terms of saying now tuongee juu yetu sasa for some time, and then now we can talk about the business. But it's been a good journey. I've enjoyed doing life with him. It's been 7 years now. We raised 2 children with him. We raised a business with him. So most of the times we'll sit back and just look at the journey and how far we've come, and just marvel at what unity can do. So yeah. And then the other secret is also just knowing your roles. As a wife, I'm called to submit. So when I submit, my life becomes very easy. And then he's called to be the priest, and so he leads me, and so I take his leadership and implement it. And because of that, we've been able to do this together for the last 5 years now. Success for me is the number of lives that you touch on a daily basis. So whatever idea you come up with, or whatever business you're running, how many lives are you touching? How many problems are you solving? If somebody comes, like for me, when somebody comes and they tell me, Hellen, I'm struggling with acne, and I recommend to them a product that works, then later they come and tell me that your suggestion was very helpful, now I'm okay. That for me is success. If it is even with what we do with Notify, somebody was struggling with deliveries, somebody was struggling with expensive rent and all that, then later they come and tell me my business has grown because of the solution that you are offering. That for me is success. Yeah. So how do you get there? Touch lives. In my where I come from, we say or whoever said that your network was very right. So be of help to people. Be of help to people. Life is not just about money. It's about the lives that you touch. Then when you touch the lives of people, or whatever you're doing on a daily basis is touching the lives of people, then you're successful. Money will follow. My mentor in business is Julian Kula. He appears top on my list of people I look up to. I love the fact that he is a Christian in the marketplace. So I look up to that. I have listened to his sermons, and I look up to him. I love the way he has so much faith in God and what God can do. And then now I also look up to my husband, who is also very creative in the ideas that he comes up with on a daily basis, and he mentors me. He tells me, you know, this you can do, this you cannot do, and all that. And the fact that I live with him becomes, I mean, I have my mentor, you know, back to back, which I find very interesting, and I think I'm lucky. Yeah. Being a woman in business has been interesting. I think being a woman who believes in herself is number one, very, very important. But also, when you believe in yourself, then people are able to buy what it is that you're selling. So I love being a woman. I love being me. I believe in what I do. I wake up every day and I go to work because I know I'm going to touch lives. I'm going to solve problems, and I'm going to be of help and a blessing to people. And because of that, it's made it easy, because I really enjoy what I do. I really love me. I love, you know, just being there for people. And for that, it's made it much easier, much enjoyable. And since this is something that I'm very passionate about, then I look forward to the following day. When I sleep, I look forward to the new challenges that I will face the following day. That has also helped me in the journey of business, because as I mentioned, it's a roller coaster, and sometimes it has its ups and downs. But because of the fact that I'm passionate about what I do, then it becomes very easy to face any challenge that comes my way. Some of the other initiatives that I do is that I am actively involved in my local church. So I serve in the worship team, and I also serve in Baby Bible. I'm very passionate about my calling as a Christian, and that has also been the foundation of everything that I do in my business. My Christianity is my foundation. So this is stolen from my husband, but I am a Christian first before I am a businesswoman. So I am actively engaged in service in church. If you would like to start your business, one of the greatest tips and greatest lessons that I have learned is that fear is your greatest enemy. So do not be afraid. As long as God has put an idea in your heart, go ahead and implement it. Never be afraid. Dream big. Keep dreaming and implement. Do what it is that you have and what you feel in your heart. And don't be afraid. Choose faith instead. Trust in the Lord with all your ways, and acknowledge to Him every step of the way. Acknowledge to Him. Even when you feel afraid, just ask Him to take your fear away, and then implement. Never be afraid about anything. Choose faith. Then number two, have a partner, a business partner who will understand you and who you understand, so that you can complement each other. Number three, don't be motivated by money. Be motivated by the problems that you're solving. Every day when you wake up, be motivated by the problem that your business is solving. Always sit down and look back at where you've come from. Look at the little successes and celebrate those successes. Then tell yourself, if I made it then I can do even bigger things. So never be afraid. Don't be motivated by money. Trust in yourself and trust in the Lord. One of the greatest lessons that I have learned in my journey in the business is that your business may not be able to pay you immediately. Because most people, I think, start businesses with ideas of making millions in a month or in two. But I learned that sometimes it will not pay you. But again, I'll mention what I mentioned before, that the problem that you're solving should be your motivation on a daily basis. Then money will follow. So I have also learned to take care of people's hearts. Again, your net worth is worth your network. So the people that you know will help you in many ways. Doesn't have to be money. In many ways, an idea or a solution that they have to your business. So take care of people. Grow your network. Grow your network on a daily basis. Have contacts. Keep those contacts safely, because you never know. Your watchman at the gate when you're driving home, or your cleaner or your manager, or keep those contacts. You never know. Yeah, so network is of great essence. When I'm not at work, I love to work out. I really love fitness and wellness, so I work out a lot. I mentioned I have a 6-month-old, and I love going to the gym. I love going for walks. So every Saturday I go to Karura, and when God allows, of course, I'm able to go to Karura and just take nature walks, which I really, really enjoy. I also enjoy shopping. So when I'm not working, I also go shopping. Yeah. So my parting shot would be, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your mind and with all your soul. Then love yourself, believe in yourself, then go and conquer the world. Yeah. So I am based at our branch along Moi Avenue. We are at IEBA building, that is just next to Lingerie World. So once you take, the signage is very big, it's called the Notify Mall. Apart from that, we also have another physical location along Tombaya Street. Actually, we have two along Tombaya Street. There's one at Braidwood House, and there's another one at Star Mall. In Mombasa, we are located along Moi Avenue, an area called the Mapembeni area, in a house called Harbour House on ground floor. So if you're around Mombasa, you can find us there. On social media, you can find us on Facebook, which is Notify Logistics. We are also Notify Logistics on Instagram. And on Facebook, I'm Hellen Wawero.